them be themselves. Let them shine, even if you may not think it's shiny. One of the people in my life who is very close to me, family, she and I have a very difficult relationship because how I am and my values are different from hers. And so it's very difficult for me to connect on that level and communicate in a healthy way, because how I communicate and how she communicates is different, right? And so I was thinking about earlier today, how can I fix this? How can I somehow change the situation? Because how I'm reacting now is that it's bringing me down, it's lowering my vibration. And what came to me hours later, driving home from yoga, was that it's not our job to change that person. That yes, sometimes we go into conversations, or we decide we're going to have a deep conversation with someone, or have a real, get real conversation with that person with the intention of changing your relationship or changing the way that you communicate. But there are some situations in which that person is not ready to change, for example. Or, just to put it simply, it's not our job to change the other person. And I realized that if I wanted to have a different kind of communication with that person, she would have to change everything about how she communicates. And that's not my job. That's not my path to influence that. Yes, I can influence it, but not explicitly, not face level. I can influence it by being kind, by sticking with my values, by being flexible and understanding. That's influence, but not change. So that was so powerful for me, I think, because it was a surrender. And my ego said, "Why are you afraid?" my ego said, "Why are you afraid? Why are you afraid of having a conversation with her? Are you losing?" and being so aligned, I knew where I was. I knew that I was okay doing this letting go, this pulling back. Because it took her off the hook, and it took me off the hook. And it gave me the understanding that people are always going to be different. We're not meant to have perfect, puzzle piece communication with every single person in our life. Even the ones who are closest to us. There will be things that we may never understand about that person. And that doesn't mean that you can't have a deep conversation, that you can't have a deep relationship with that person. You can be married to someone like that who doesn't fully think and communicate the way that you do. You can be married with them for the rest of your life and be happy if you learn how to pull back and be understanding and influence them through kindness. Find what they like, find how they like to communicate. But instead of putting up an offensive and being like, "Rah rah, let's war! Oh, I hate you!" What is wrong with you? No. Just remember that the most important thing that you can do to improve your relationships is to pray for that person in the way that you do it. Just release that person to be who they are. And that allows you to understand them. Be willing to understand them. Pull back what you think is right, even though you may hate on their shine, but that doesn't make them any less of a diamond. Many blessings. passion for fashion.